Hey all, this is Roshni Shah from Nursing Study Expert, and today I'm going to discuss about acid-base balance. So first of all, ABG. So what is ABG? ABG is an arterial blood gas analysis. The blood you will withdraw from the artery, especially from the radial artery, and you will check the pH, oxygen saturation, carbon dioxide level, and bicarbonate level in that blood. Based on that, we will decide the in abnormality in the patient. But before going to in abnormal, you have to know what is the normal balance in the body. So the normal balance in the body is called as homeostasis. So let's see what is homeostasis. So the body has to be everything in the equal amount. All the H plus ion and all the minus ions should be equal. Okay. So that equality in the body is called as homeostasis. There can be two compensatory mechanisms to maintain the normal balance in the body. One can be the lung and the second one is the kidney. So the lung is the first compensatory mechanism that will start functioning and it will also stop functioning very soon. Suppose if you are running or doing some strenuous activity, your body will need more and more oxygen. So to fulfill that oxygen requirement in your body, your lungs will start functioning. You will breathe very fast and you will get tachypnea. So you will becoming tachypnea. But very soon after you will become fine, right? So like that your lungs will start functioning very fast and it will also stop functioning very soon. But what if I have some conditions that is not compensated by lungs? Then my kidneys will start functioning. So the kidney will balance the acid and alkaline in our body. So the H plus ion will represent acidity and HCO3 minus ion represents alkalinity. So suppose if I have more acidity in my body, kidney will sense it and it will start urinating more and more. So I will feel burning sensation while urination. My urine will be more acidic. Or if I have more alkalinity in my body, kidney will not excrete alkaline in the urine, but it will start retaining H plus ion in the body. So like that it will balance the H plus and HCO3 minus ion in the body. So whenever there is the initial response, the lungs will start functioning, and whenever there will be late response, the kidneys will start functioning. Okay. So whenever you see the lungs are in function, that condition will be called as respiratory. And whenever the kidneys are in function, that condition will call as metabolic. So this normal balance of the body is called as homeostasis. But whenever there will be the abnormality in the numbers, that abnormalities will result in disorders, right? So to detect that abnormalities, we have to take the ABG samples. In the blood samples, you will see the normal components. What are the normal components of ABG? One is the pH. The blood pH is 7.35 to 7.45. Normal partial pressure of oxygen is 80 to 100. The normal PaCO2 level is 35 to 45 and normal HCO3 level is 22 to 26 and 22 to 28 in the venous blood. Whenever you want the oxygen saturation very fast, then you will take the pulse oximeter. But whenever you need the perfect and the best oxygen level in the body, you will take the partial pressure of oxygen. That is the ABG, PaO2. So now, before withdrawing the blood for the ABG, you have to check whether the artery is patent or not, because we are withdrawing blood from the radial artery, right? So this is the radial artery and this is the ulnar artery. Only the radial and ulnar artery are providing blood to the palm. So we have to check whether our ulnar artery is patent or not, because God forbid if I mistakenly puncture the radial artery and the ulnar artery is also not present, then who will provide blood to the palm? So first we will check whether the artery is patent or not. So this test is called as modified Allen's test. Okay. So before ABG we have to do modified Allen's test. For that, occlude the client's radial and ulnar artery with your palm or with the BP cuff. Ask client to clench the fist for multiple times. You can see the blanches, whitish color blanch in my palm, right? Because the blood circulation is stopped. Now, slowly relieve the pressure from ulnar side. This is the pinkish side. You can see the pinkish color discoloration in the palm. So it should be written within 2 to 3 seconds. If it is written in more than 3 seconds, more than 8 seconds is never normal. You cannot use that extremity for withdrawing the blood. In that case, you have to use the another extremity. Okay. So now you have withdrawn the blood for the ABG. That blood will be withdrawn in the purple color test tube. Okay, that test tube will be already heparinized. Above that, mention the client's name, client's all the detailed diagnostic condition, and whether the client is on oxygen saturation or not, because that oxygen saturation will affect on the oxygen level in the blood. If client has fever also, the fever will also affect on the oxygen saturation of the blood. Okay, and always transfer this ABG sample onto the ice slurry. Now, after getting the results of the ABG, you can read the values and you can identify the disorders. So first of all, what you have to do? The first thing is to read the ABG, first check the pH level. If the pH is less than 7.35, that condition is called as acidosis. If the pH is more than 7.45, that condition is called as alkalosis. So now you know the condition is acidosis or alkalosis. Now the next step is you have to know whether this condition is respiratory or metabolic, right? So it is also very simple. After seeing the pH, you will check the PaCO2 level and HCO3 level. If there is any changes in the PaCO2 level, that condition will be called as respiratory condition. Or if there is any changes in the HCO3 level, this condition will be called as metabolic condition. Okay. So now one more equation is there that you have to remember, that is called as ROME. ROME, ROME. Respiratory opposite and metabolic equal. Means if there is any respiratory condition, the arrows will be in the opposite side. If there is any metabolic condition, the arrows will be in the same side. Okay. So see, if pH is going down and if there is any changes in the CO2 level, the CO2 will goes up. Okay. So this condition is called as respiratory acidosis. If pH is high, means this condition is alkalosis. And now there is changes in the CO2 level and CO2 is going down. So this condition will be called as respiratory alkalosis. Now you have seen that pH is going down. So this condition is acidosis. But there is no changes in the CO2 level. So now next you will check the HCO3 level, right? So HCO3 is also going down. Both the arrows are in same direction. So this condition will be called as metabolic acidosis. Okay? If pH is going high and HCO3 is also going high, this condition will be called as metabolic alkalosis. Okay? In certain conditions, you can see the pH will be normal, but there will be changes in the PaCO2 and HCO3 level. That condition will be called as compensated conditions. Means the lungs and kidneys are working to make it equal. That condition I will explain you later. So now you have seen the all the abnormalities. Now we will learn all the abnormalities one by one. Okay. So first is respiratory acidosis. Respiratory acidosis means pH will be low and PaCO2 will be high. Okay. So PaCO2 is high means oxygen level will be low in the body. When the oxygen level will be low in the body, when you cannot breathe properly. So what are the causative agents for the respiratory acidosis? One, patient cannot breathe properly. What are the conditions when patient cannot breathe properly? One is all the respiratory conditions like pneumonia, COPD, asthma, or chest injury, chest pain. Only in the chest pain, patient will be having respiratory acidosis because chest pain, no, patient cannot breathe. All other pain, patient will be having respiratory alkalosis. Okay. So, what are the symptoms patient will have? Patient will feel cyanosis, tachypnea, right? So to treatment is give them oxygen saturation and do the symptomatic treatment. Like for COPD treatment we have to give. Okay, if there is any chest injury, that treatment we have to give chest pain, then pain medications, and based on that symptomatic treatment we have to give. Next is respiratory alkalosis. Alkalosis means pH will be high, and respiratory condition means PaCO2 will be low. Means patient will be having low CO2 level in the body and high oxygen level in the body. So what are the conditions when the oxygen level will be high and the CO2 level will be low in the body? Whenever patient will feel any anxiety, any phobia, or patient is having fever, or the initial stage of aspirin toxicity. All these conditions, patient will feel the respiratory alkalosis. Suppose whenever you will cry a lot, you will feel pain near to the cheek side, or you will feel facial twitching. That all are the signs and symptoms of respiratory alkalosis, right? So what can you do for this? Patient is already having low CO2 level in the body, high oxygen and low CO2. Simple, give them a brown paper bag. Okay? Ask the patient to breathe in the brown paper bag. So patient will exhale the CO2 in that brown paper bag and the same CO2 he will inhale, so that the CO2 level will get increased in the body. And if ask the patient to calm down, take a pace breathing, slow pace breathing, calm down. Okay. The next condition is metabolic acidosis. So acidosis means pH level will be low. Metabolic condition means HCO3 level will be also low. So what are the conditions when the bicarbonate level will be low in the body? Whenever patient is dieting, like crash dieting, starvation, patient is not eating anything or doing too much exercises, in that scenario the fat will burn, patient will produce the ketoacidosis, diabetic ketoacidosis, or renal failure, or patient is having diarrhea. Diarrhea is the most important symptom and the positive factor, because we in the stomach will be having acidic content and the intestine will be having alkaline content. So in the diarrhea, all the intestine contents will be coming out. So patients will be having only acidic content inside the body. So it will lead to metabolic acidosis, right? And all the metabolic acidosis conditions will be having hyperkalemia symptoms. That's why this is the emergency condition. That's why the diabetic ketoacidosis is the medical emergency. The treatment is also same. The symptomatic treatment you have to give for the diarrhea, you have to give the diarrheal treatment. For if patient is having any diabetic ketoacidosis, you have to give them the insulin and you have to treat it, control the sugar level. Okay. So the next condition is metabolic alkalosis. This is the completely opposite of metabolic acidosis. In the metabolic acidosis, you have seen the starvation, dieting, or not eating and doing so much of exercise. In metabolic alkalosis, you can see eating too much fermented food. Okay, metabolic alkalosis is due to diarrhea, but metabolic acidosis is due to diarrhea, but metabolic alkalosis is due to vomiting, because the in the vomiting all the stomach content is coming out, so only the intestine alkaline content will be remaining in the body. That will lead to alkalosis, right? The same will be happening into the continuous NG tube suction, because patient is on continuous suctioning, so all the stomach content will come out. So patient will have the hypokalemia, so you have to give them the antiemetics, try to stop the vomiting, give the symptomatic treatment, right? So now this all are the uh, acid base imbalances and disorders you have seen now, and now you all know how to interpret the ABG, how to know whether patient is having respiratory, metabolic condition, or acidosis or alkalosis, right? Suppose if you are seeing that pH level is already normal, but there is some changes in the CO2 and HCO3 level. So that condition is called as compensated condition, right? Because the lungs and kidney have already done their work. they are already working and they have made everything in the balance. That's why the pH is normal. So that condition is called as compensated condition. In that scenario, you have to see the pH level. Like suppose you have to see the value to the highest normal level. If the pH is normal to 7.35, that condition will be acidosis. If pH is normal to 7.45, that condition will be alkalosis, but that will be compensated. Okay. So now then you can see the values of CO2 and HCO3. If the arrows are going in the same condition, that condition will be metabolic. If the arrows are going into the opposite direction, that condition will be respiratory, compensated respiratory, acidosis or alkalosis. Okay. Hope you understood my session. If you have any queries, you can mention in the comment section below. And if you have any suggestions also, all your suggestions are most welcome. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Please press the bell icon.